For those of you who don't know me, I just want to first introduce myself. My name is Rich Donnelly. I've been a good friend of John's for about 30 years now. I feel extremely honored to be standing here as his best man. On behalf of the newlyweds, I would like to thank everyone for being here to help John and Melissa celebrate this special time in their lives. Now, I was given strict instructions that I only had 5 minutes for this speech. But in keeping the tradition of never listening to John, I'd suggest everybody go order another drink. It's about to be a 20-minute roast. Relax, John. Just kidding, dude. But in all seriousness, in preparing for tonight, I did find it quite challenging to limit a speech about two amazing people to just 5 minutes. In all honesty, John has truly been not only a best friend to me for the last 30 years, but also like a second brother. He's the most honest guy that I know, and his willingness to do anything for his friends and family is admirable. He would give you the shirt off his back, or even a spare key to his apartment when needed. Unfortunately for John, he sometimes learned that his generosity could be a blessing and a curse. This was never more apparent than the night the Phillies won the World Series. John was sound asleep in his bed after probably taking 6 Tylenol PMs, trying to get whatever rest he could after a long night of celebrating the Phillies' victory. A few of us wanted to continue the celebration, quietly snuck into his apartment around 5 a.m. with the key that he provided us, and gave him a nice wake-up call with a bottle of champagne sprayed all over him, his bed, his carpets, and his walls. Now, most people would be extremely aggravated at all this, especially having to be in work in a couple of hours, but not John. He was a good sport about it all, and in a weird Pilla way, I think he kind of enjoyed it. Oh wait, hold on, Melissa. I was kind enough to collect all the spare keys to your house. You can sleep peacefully now, all right? I'll give them to you later. Now, despite how good of a guy John is, he was never a person someone would describe as lucky. Actually, one of the many nicknames we have given him is Mush. I'll give you 2 quick examples of this bad luck John has had. After freshman year in high school, John and his family moved down to Dover, Delaware. He came back one night to visit when we decided to hang out in the local schoolyard. That night, there was about 75 kids out, and it must have been rather loud for the neighbors. So the cops show up, and in typical fashion, kids scatter everywhere. Wouldn't you know it? Who was the one person out of 75 to get caught? You guessed it, John. Now the cop asked John for his name and birth date. He tells him John Pilla, June 2nd, 1983. Then came the question that he was quietly dreading. What's your address? He goes, officer, no BS. You gotta believe me. I lived at 182 Roundabout Trail. Now, there ain't a city boy in the world that lives on a street named Roundabout Trail. So the cop must have been in a very good mood because John did get all scot-free that night. And then there was a time he tore his pec muscle. John always prided himself on staying in shape and how sculpted he can get his chest to look. His bad luck continued on in typical Pilla fashion. He of course tore his pec muscle. We all definitely deserve an award for putting up with John during this time, especially because he was restricted from any tight push-up for 6 months. And now anybody who knows John knows he loves to do his push-up. Fortunately, he was able to make a full recovery. That being said though, John, I heard you're still capable of doing your infamous pec dance.
Let's see it! Let's see it!
Maybe anybody who haven't seen may want to see it, so maybe you want to give a little demonstration over there. Alright, it's your day. I'll let you slide tonight. It's your day. Fortunately for John, his luck finally turned around when he met Melissa. who looks absolutely stunning tonight. I remember the first time I met Melissa. They had come to our house for a barbecue where she instantly won us all over with her amazing taco dip. More importantly, it was her glowing personality and the ease we all felt with her, like we had known her for years. Seeing how happy they both were was really something special. As time passed, I've gotten to know Melissa better, learned how she is such a caring, thoughtful person with a fun, upbeat way about her. She has opened John's eyes to so many different things in life. Maybe none more important than Penn State football, which I'm sure she's most proud of. Speaking of, I'm sure everyone here knows how much these two love their football. What you may not know is that John relates his everyday life to a football game. For example, he does not hesitate to give speeches to his coworkers before their shifts. In his wild mind, he feels like he's giving a pep talk before a big game. Another example, during our Wednesday night bowling league, he throws up his hands and shouts touchdown during them rare occasions that he actually throws a strike. When he makes a spare, he screams out, "Move the chains," making the first down signal. You all get the idea, so I'm going to attempt to conclude this speech in true Pilla fashion. John, in your life thus far, you've had plenty of first downs, and also some plays that lost you yardage. You've scored some points, and definitely had your fair share of penalties. But I'm sure that everyone here would agree with me that when you said "I do" to Melissa earlier today, you scored a game-winning touchdown. So let's celebrate the glasses and celebrate this victory together. To John and Melissa.